Everyone, this is Professor Conrad here, and I want to welcome you to week 1 of Marketing 229, Integrated Marketing Communications. I'm really excited to be part of this course with you. My master's degree is actually in Integrated Marketing Communications from West Virginia University. So to say I love IMC is really an understatement. So let's get going, and I hope each week you'll take a little bit of time to watch my videos as I review what we're going to be learning. Okay, so to start out with, we're looking at chapter 1 in your textbook, and this chapter provides an overview of integrated marketing communications, or I'll say IMC for short because it's just a lot easier to say. It's the basic communications model and the organization of the textbook. This chapter also provides information on current trends in marketing communications. So here we go. All right. The book talks a little bit about a couple brands to give you some examples. And one example is from Lean Cuisine. As the term became unpopular, Lean Cuisine needed to embark on a new path. In an effort to connect with customers, Lean Cuisine developed several new products actually, and launched a new image campaign entitled Frozen, How Fresh Stays Fresh. A new social media campaign was also launched entitled Weigh This, that sought to shift people's relative importance of weight compared to other aspects of life. The goal was to change the image of the product from diet food to fresh food that was frozen. So to kind of cover some of the basic things that you've probably learned in other courses, the book does start out with the communication process, which consists of 5 stages or components, as you see here. The sender is the individual or the company that wants to send a marketing message to consumers or to other businesses. It can be in an advertisement, a brochure, or even a salesperson. Encoding is the process of taking the message and putting it into an ad or into a brochure or into a sales presentation. The transmission device is the television set, the paper on which the brochure is printed, or the salesperson at the retail store. It's also, we call this the media, or the medium if they're speaking singular. The receiver is the consumer or the business buyer, and decoding is the process of interpreting the market message. Effective communication has taken place if the message that is decoded is the same as what was encoded. But often noise occurs and distorts the message. Noise can be anything and can occur at any stage throughout this communication process. Senders can obtain feedback from the receivers and use the information to start the process again. This is one of the great things about social media and digital marketing today, is that we get so much more feedback from our marketing communications now. Chick-fil-A is another great example, especially of social media usage in the communication process. Social media has become an important marketing medium for businesses. A brand that has successfully used social media is Chick-fil-A. The online message has been carefully integrated with the offline marketing thrusts of the brand. It provides a venue for posting announcements about store openings, special deals, and coupons. The figure 1.2 shows us some examples of communication noise that we as marketers have to keep in mind. We have internal, we have external noises that's going on that distracts our customers. And it can impact effective communication and prevent that encoding message from being heard at all, or lead to the message being decoded differently than what was intended. So maybe if someone's talking or texting on a phone during a commercial, we see that going on a lot. maybe while they're driving, while listening to the radio. How many times have you been driving down the road and you really haven't even heard what the radio, um, what's been going on in the radio? It's just kind of background noise. Sometimes we look at the sexy model in a magazine ad and ignore the message of the brand. Maybe we're just scanning the newspaper, talking to a passenger as the car passes billboards, and many different other things, ignoring tweets on Twitter, and being offended by a message on a flyer. Let's remove that for a local business. So yeah, there's a lot of things that can create noise and keep us from hearing and listening to messages. So what is integrated marketing communications to begin with? Well, the definition of IMC has key components in it. It's the coordination and integration of all marketing communication tools and venues. It's this seamless marketing program designed to maximize impact at lower cost. It includes a B2B, which is business to business. It can be channel, customer, external, and internal communications with employees and other staff. And the thing is with IMC, a lot of times we think it's just promotions, but it actually involves the entire marketing mix, the product, the price, and the place. All parts of that marketing mix delivers a message, and the key is that you want to keep it consistent. If you have a high quality product and you put a low price on it, you're going to confuse customers with that type of communication. So just keep that in mind as we're looking at IMC. Although we're focusing mainly on promotion, you still have to take into consideration the product and the price and the place or the location, if you remember from intro to marketing. This figure shows the components of promotion. The traditional marketing mix, as I mentioned, consists of product, price, promotion, and distribution or place. Traditionally, the promotion component consisted of just advertising, sales, and personal selling. But today it is expanded to include database marketing, direct response marketing, sponsorship marketing, digital marketing, social media, alternative marketing, which we might call guerrilla marketing, and public relations. The venues for reaching customers have increased way beyond just advertising. And this, as you could probably remember too, maybe from other classes you've had, but these are the steps of the marketing plan. So in understanding IMC, it helps to review these steps of the marketing plan. The current situation analysis and SWOT analysis set the stage for setting marketing objectives and choosing your target market. Once these are set, the marketing person can develop strategies and tactics. IMC will be a part of the overall marketing strategy to reach customers, and it will also be a part of the tactics, which are the parts for achieving the objectives and carrying out the strategies. It's kind of the day-to-day little things that you're doing. Implementation and evaluation concludes the marketing plan planning process, and that is when we find out if we were successful, if we've met those objectives, or if there's things that we need to fix to improve. With global competition has come a greater scrutiny of advertising and marketing budgets. This has led to a greater emphasis on accountability of expenditures and measurable results. The drive for measurable results is one of the factors that has led to the explosion of the digital arena, which includes social media. Measuring the impact of digital expenditures is easier than for traditional advertising. Because consumers now access information from smartphones, tablets, and other media platforms, companies must integrate their marketing communications across all platforms. With greater access to information, consumers now have considerably more channel power. With the rise of the internet, competition now comes from the entire world. Even if you have a small business right in some small town, you've got competition from all across the world. This global competition has increased the level of brand parity now seen across most product categories. To decrease brand parity and build some brand equity, brands are putting greater emphasis on consumer engagement. Accountability and measurable results. Companies want ad agencies and marketing officers to be accountable for their expenditures. So CEOs, CFOs, and CMOs want measurable results. You need to prove to them that something has worked. Show us the proof that a $50 million ad campaign is working, and it will translate into sales. In the past, once an ad agency was hired, they stayed with a client for a number of years because they knew the brand. But now companies want results. If not, then a new agency will be chosen. With the rise in popularity of social media, there is less reliance on mass TV advertising. Agencies continue to explore alternative ways of reaching customers where it is less cluttered than mass media. Alternative media has become the new buzz phrase in advertising, especially online. The internet provides an interactivity with customers. Websites, blogs, social networks, forums, all these things provide two-way communication. Smartphones are starting to replace cell phones, of course. So consumers now have the internet with them at all times, increasing the ways and means of reaching them. As a result, companies are shifting their money, their budgets from traditional media to digital media. Although I wouldn't totally discount traditional media because there's still some opportunity there. The key is spreading it out across all these different types of media. Customers now spend more time with non-television screens than they do watching TV. Research by Ipsos OTX identified 4 ways that consumers interact with multiple media formats. We have content grazing, which involves looking at 2 or more screens simultaneously to access different content. Investigative cyberwebbing occurs when customers pursue specific content across multiple platforms. Quantum journey focuses on completing a specific task across multiple platforms. Social spiderwebbing occurs when customers share content across multiple devices. In a survey by Ipsos, consumers were asked how they integrate across multiple platforms. Content grazing is the most frequently used method at 66%. Social spiderwebbing is the least used at 39%. Respondents were able to select more than one method of interacting, thus producing percentages that added up to 100%. There are changes in channel power, and channel power has changed and is continuing to change. For the first 60 or so years in the 1900s, channel power resided with the manufacturers, such as Procter & Gamble. It then shifted to the retailers, especially large chain retailers like Walmart. Retailers controlled the shelf space. They had purchase data and determined what products and brands went on the shelves. Consumers had to buy whatever brands the retailers stocked. Power is now beginning to shift to the consumer, primarily because consumers do not have to purchase from a local retail store nowadays. We have options. Retailers who realize this are providing multiple ways for consumers to purchase and receive products. And one of my favorite examples now is, I believe it's Domino's Pizza maybe, that has the app that you can order your pizza and you don't even you can pay for it through the app and go in and there's like a mailbox where you can pick up your pizza. You don't even have to talk to the person at the service counter or wait in line. Things have definitely changed. Advances in communication technology has also led to the rise of global competition, as I mentioned earlier. Every business competes in some way with global firms, either directly or indirectly, either for consumers or for supplies. Products can be purchased from multiple locations. As a result, the level of competition has increased and the prices of products have fallen. Um, the you know the the higher the supply, the lower the demand, and our prices can go lower because of that competition. The challenge businesses now face is that consumers want it all. We want the lower prices created by global competition, but we're also wanting the quality. So to provide this to consumers, manufacturers and retailers have to work together. They must become partners with mutual goals that benefit both parties. With brand parity, consumers see the brands as about equal in quality and attributes. Rather than having one brand that is viewed as being superior, consumers often have this group of brands, or what we call consideration set, they feel are equal and would meet their needs. As a result, in brand parity situations, quality and characteristics become less important since they are viewed as being equal. That makes price often the determining factor. The rise in brand parity has led to a decline in brand loyalty. With the increase in brand parity and the decline in brand loyalty, companies have placed greater emphasis on consumer engagement. Contact points between customers and the product are examined in an effort to improve communication in a relationship. And digital media is now a critical component of IMC plans because it provides this two-way communication. It is no longer sufficient to talk to customers. You must develop a dialogue with customers and build relationships. The goal, a deeper emotional commitment on the part of consumers towards the brand. Consumer engagement is vital to the success of brands. It's also important for nonprofits, especially important for nonprofits such as the Salvation Army, the Red Cross, ALS Foundation, Wounded Warriors, whatever the nonprofit is. They really have to engage with their consumers. Technomic Consumer Brand Metric monitors 120 restaurants across 60 different attributes or features. Okay, for this survey, over 78,000 people responded to 3 metrics about restaurant advertising. As memorable advertising, um, you can relate to, and has advertising that makes me hungry. Oh, the memorable advertising has advertising can relate to, and has advertising made me hungry. Those are the attributes that they're focusing on. The bar chart that shows results of the survey, Subway had the highest composite score of 73.3, followed by Olive Garden at 72.9. I love this graphic that's in our book, and this pyramid represents the structure of the text. At the bottom level, and I'm going to close this so you can see it, the bottom level are issues such as brand management, buyer behaviors, and the IMC planning process. Of course, this is the foundation of your pyramid. Section 2 deals with advertising issues, management, design, and traditional media. The Section 3 deals with digital marketing, such as social media and alternative channels. And level 4 with database and direct response marketing, sales promotions, and public relations. The book concludes with discussions on regulations, ethics, and evaluation of the IMC program. So it's really cool that we'll be able to look at all these different parts, over the next 8 weeks to help us understand IMC much, much better. Because of the increase in this global competition, firms must coordinate marketing efforts across multiple countries. Because of cultural differences and language differences, it can be a great challenge. Firms can use a standardized approach, which means the same approach and message is used in every global market. But this works only for global brands that are worldwide and really, really well known. An alternative is adaptation, which means firms adapt your marketing communication in each country, region, and culture. The idea is to think globally, but act locally. All right, so that covers chapter 1 and some of the basic foundations to get you started with IMC. And I just want to remind you of the things that we've got going on for this week. Please do read and review the resources in Module 1. Read your textbook in Chapter 1. Our Module 1 discussion where you get to introduce yourself and share an IMC campaign. There's a quiz that you'll take and a final or a review on the final project, guidelines and rubric. Please do read over that so you have an idea what you will do to finalize the course, because we'll be working on it, in bits and pieces throughout the next 7 weeks. So it's really good to get started knowing what you're going to be doing. And of course, if you have questions, please email me. Please post them to the general forum in the discussion board. Um, you know, I will respond to you as quickly as I can. I really do my very, very best to keep with that 24-hour response rate. Usually it's a fairly quick response, and I will do whatever I can to help you out to understand concepts or homework assignments. And again, I'm excited to be here with you. I'm looking forward to the next 8 weeks. Best of luck, and we'll be talking to you again next Monday. Have a great week. Bye.